evening. I'm going to call the West Mead Township Board of Supervisors meeting for September 2022 to order. Roll call.
Jordan?
Here.
Charles?
Here.
Bever?
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please note that all supervisors' public meetings are subject to public and/or private audio and video recording. Is there any public comment on agenda items? Hearing none, please note that public comment will also be received during each agenda item and at the end of the meeting. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the August 9th, 2022 study session and regular meeting minutes as presented in our packets. So moved. Second. Discussion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Bever?
Yes. Entertain a motion to accept the treasurer's reports for August 2022 and approve the payment of bills in the amount of $136,518.90, subject to audit. So moved. Second. Discussion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Bever?
Yes. Municipal reports, just in time. Police Chief Chip Brown with the Police Department report for the past month.
Sorry about that, got sidetracked Mr. Weindorf for a minute. All right, so I'll have two reports for you. The first one's a monthly report, and then I'll break down the stats from this year's fair. So department-wise, for August, we had 81 complaints. 75 of those were cleared. There was a half hour spent during school zones, 4 hours of special detail, 143 and a half hours of traffic watch and patrol time, 82 and a half hours spent in the office with reporting, 49 and a half hours spent on investigative time, 4 hours spent in court, 23 hours of miscellaneous time, 6 hours spent in training, and 30 traffic stops. 7 citations were issued, 1 for stop sign violation, 2 for traffic control devices, 1 for driving under suspension, 1 for inspection violation, 1 for unregistered vehicle, and 1 for careless driving. There were 21 warnings issued, 7 for speeding, 3 for stop sign, 5 for faulty equipment, 1 for expired registration, 2 for inspection violation, 2 for illegal passing, and 1 for ATVs on the roadway. There were 2 requests to assist other departments. We assisted fire and EMS once. There was 1 request to speak to an officer. There were 2 requests of information received from the public. We investigated 2 non-reportable accidents and 3 animal complaints. For investigations, we had 1 civil complaint, 1 outstanding warrant, 4 fraud investigations, 2 burglaries, 3 thefts, 1 physical assault, 4 domestics, 3 harassments, 3 public drunks, 1 missing or attempt to locate, 4 suspicious persons, 4 behavioral issues, 1 assisting general motorists. We recovered 1 piece of stolen property, and there was 1 911 hang-up check. There was there were 2 arrests for theft, 1 for simple assault, and 1 for harassment. The total mileage of the vehicles for the month was 2,136. Then we have the fair stats, and the fair stats were broken down into a couple of categories. So we have pre-fair complaints, which are generally traffic complaints. So there were 3 complaints in reference to gate 3, 2 for wrong way out of gate 3 to Leslie Road, and 4 wrong ways up Hamilton. And that was before the official start of the fair. Over Fair Week, we had 1 carny complaint that was drug related. There were 4 complaints about carnies of other instances. There were 2 theft reports on the grounds, 2 theft reports off the grounds, and 2 fight calls on the grounds. There was 1 complaint of stalking, 2 for disorderly conduct. We had 2 attempt to locates, 2 911 hang-up calls, 4 times we assisted fire and EMS, twice we assisted security, 94 times we were asked by the citizens to assist them by one means or another. Anything from escorting them somewhere, directions or showing them to their vehicle, some type of interaction that we had with the public, assisting people that fell in holes or whatever the case may be. There were 4 complaints of vandalism on the parking lots, 3 harassments, 1 public drunk, 1 underage drinking, 1 vendor complaint. In this case, it was the people that were running the circus tent in that inside gate 1 by the home show buildings. There were 3 vendor complaints on the grounds with various vendors. Traffic complaints over the week, there were 3 complaints in reference to gate 3, 2 wrong way up Hamilton Road, 2 motorist assist, 3 non-reportable accidents, 2 traffic stops that were fare related, and 11 no parking complaints in reference to the emergency road from gate 1 up in behind the home show buildings to the radio tower. After the fare complaints, we received a complaint in reference to the carnies that were there, 2 vandalism, 2 traffic complaints, and 3 where persons located items that were dropped or lost on the fairgrounds. So pre-fare complaints, there were 9. Fare complaints themselves, there were 131. Fare traffic complaints, there were 23. After fare complaints, there were 8, for a total of 171 complaints / interactions over Fair Week. I can't thank not only my guys. I put one of my guys in charge of Fair Week. He took off from his full-time job just to work the fair, and I asked him if he'd be interested in being the contact guy, the fair guy, and he said absolutely. He did a fantastic job. I had a couple of other officers from other agencies tell me that he did a very good job up there. And along with that, I can't thank the other chiefs enough. So Chief Ocker from Cambridge, Chief Pfeiffer from Conneaut Lake, Johnston from Lyonsville, and Chief Beachy from Cockerton, allowing their guys to come in and assist us over the week. These guys like it, they enjoy it. Majority of them are returning officers that look forward to coming up and helping out over Fair Week. We had a couple that were recently new to the area, and they come up and helped out. And without their participation and helping out, we'd be in a bind, because we don't have the manpower ourselves to put the number of officers we need to up on the fairgrounds. Probably John's next question is, after Fair Week, what do we have for court time? Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
This is one of the first years that we don't have anything pending.
Wow.
Everything has been taken care of, or was able to be taken care of prior to, basically, we'll say, the end of the fair.
That's where we usually go upside down.
On some occasions, yeah.
Right. That's good to know.
So, lack of crime is not necessarily a bad thing. We as law enforcement, for the majority of the time, there were 5 guys up on the grounds. Most of the time, they were on foot patrol or roving the lots. The township guy would come in and help out once in a while, or just be a, additional presence. And, that's not such a bad thing. Their security, I'm kind of 50-50 with it. And I'm not trying to propose an earlier security company, but it seemed like, you could go, 100 feet and run into one of their guys in prior years. My guys specifically said they've gone hours without seeing any, security up there. They may be busy with something else that they're dealing with, but for the most part, it was a very uneventful fair, so.
Do you know how many people they had on the grounds?
I do not.
You know,
They had, I believe, the most they had at any one time would have been 10 out and about, and then maybe 1 or 2 in the office, which compared to the previous security company was a drastic decrease.
Decrease, yeah.
But it also saved the fair board a ton of money. Due to that. I was gonna ask you about your interaction with the new security company. Did you have any interaction with their officers?
The only major interaction that I had with them was over the parking along the emergency access road. I got called up there by one of my guys about the issue. I told him to start running plates, get it out over the PA to get them to move. Some of the vendors were a little grumpy because, whoever was doing the vendors told them they could park there. And I said, why? And I tracked back who the vendor was, and I told the security guy, who I believe now was the head of the security that was up there, and I said, it's partially your guys' responsibility to, make sure this lane is clear. And it kind of fell on deaf ears. Every night was a battle. So.
I think to maybe bring that up to the fair board.
I have.
Yeah, okay.
and gate 3
For
was an
future,
issue.
for next year, yeah.
And gate 3 was an issue.
Sure was.
As far as not, like normally how they would handle gate 3.
Yeah.
Well, they forgot to turn it in and not out. And that poses a problem.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And it was a lot out, too.
Oh, yeah.
A lot out.
My phone rang over that one.
Yeah.
And we had, and I believe part of that issue was originally they were starting out with gonna have at least 4, if not 5 closed, and sending 6 out.
They were both closed.
And they were both closed, yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem.
That was
Yeah,
the
that's a-
problem,
yeah.
because, in past years, 4 and 5 were
Relieved them.
always out.
Yes.
Well, what was
6
the-
was kind of that secondary coming
Right.
back in.
What was the reasoning behind that?
I don't know, that's their calls.
The fair board, I don't think had enough personnel to man those.
Because of the gates, that's the reason why they didn't have it.
I think they should have
They
closed
talked,
3.
they talked about that during the meeting.
Yeah, but, Donnie, when it comes to traffic like that, you can't let oncoming traffic and people coming out of gate 3 when your road's closed to one way, 2 lanes. You're looking for trouble. You're gonna get somebody running into somebody,
And thankfully, we,
because people get accustomed to that 2 lane, and man, they come around the corner there on Leslie, they're in the left lane. And they're heading down that left lane, or the right lane. You got 2 cars going one direction on a one-way road now, and then somebody coming out of gate 3, that's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to pit or show favoritism from one security agency to the other, because the prior has been there for so many years. But, a lot of that stuff was just second nature. Those guys knew.
Well, it boils down to, I think, a change of philosophy of what security is and what it isn't. And I think the fair board made a decision based on dollar signs,
not
and they got,
what they paid.
they got, right.
Yeah.
And again, it's a change of philosophy.
Correct, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
But you can also trip over a quarter to pick up his penny and get into trouble.
Well, I believe that the new security company, all of their officers were armed officers.
Yes, I was
The
told.
previous company, they only had a handful.
Correct.
Well, all in all.
Yep.
Any comments, suggestions from the Fair Board, or haven't you heard anything?
As
Good
far
news
as-
is good news.
Feedback, our
Right,
direction?
right.
I have not.
Okay. All right, any other questions or comments for Chief Brown?
Nope.
Thank you, Chip. John, with the road report for the past month?
From August 9th to today, the 13th, again, we've continued to mowing of the berms on both sides of the township, and also the maintenance to all three parks, which we've had a lot of activity at the parks this year, especially Oak Grove with the bathrooms, and, I mean, it's daily maintenance down there. We had a project out on Phelps Road where we're cutting the trees and the brush to get it back off the hill, to try to get that road so it's more daylighted, because we've had trouble on that hill with the trucks up and down in the winter months. We repaired shoulders and berms, and we're gonna finish the project by raising the deep ditches up so that they're not as deep. So our reasoning for that is if we get into a ditch, we might be able to get out of the thing without calling somebody out there to help pull us out or whatever it may be. Last year, we had some issues out there. So we're trying to get around that. We did a 2-day joint project with East Mead Township on Wolf Road. East Mead headed the project, being their road, of course, and the project was placing millings, and we also were assisted by Woodcock Township as well. We repaired a number of washed out berms in the township, Arthur Hill, Park Street, Liberty Street, and Stan Road. We also set the fair signs up, changed over Hamilton Road to one-way, and the city assisted us by doing all the painting for the lines and the crosswalks. We also stockpiled a number of millings that came from city streets that hopefully next year we'll have the money to crush those millings that we haven't here on the property to crush for next year. We also started and finished our 2022 paving projects, shoulder backup on Meadowland, Graft, and Arthur Street. And currently, we were cutting some trees and brush on the lower Heshnew Avenue because, and we're going to try to get our paver out there and put a paving coat on top of that short section of that street. It's pretty bad shape, and we have some additional stuff that needs to be done on Baird Avenue and Ann Drive that we're going to try to do ourselves yet this year, and that's our month.
Questions or comments for John? Public comment?
I got a question. Are there any future plans to resurface or rebuild Golden Drive at all? Because I know
As a matter of fact, it's funny you mentioned that. I was up there today and looking at it, and right now, if we can and don't run out of time, we're going to try to get up there and do some seal coat patching, okay? But as far as resurface, I know I talked to Mike a little bit about some of our housing developments over there. Autumn Hills is one.
Right, that's where I live.
It is getting pretty rough.
Yeah, the edges are really falling
Yep.
apart, but some side streets there.
Yep, Heather is real bad at the intersection. I was up there today and looked at all that stuff, and we're gonna try to, Band-Aid it for now to get it through.
Heather's the first, that little short one.
Yes,
First one on the
yeah,
left.
on the left, yeah.
No, Heather's at the top of Golden.
It is,
Yeah,
at the
that's what I
top,
said.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But, yeah, we're looking at it all the time, and that's one development out of a number. We have Baird, Sarah, Morrell, Graft Ave, up on State Road Hill that needs to be resurfaced as well. And again, I was talking to Mike here a while back about us trying to get some of those developments brought back up to, par. So, yeah, but we also have some other roads like Tamarack that are long overdue as well. And we have side streets down off of Liberty Street that need to be resurfaced too. So,
Flip a coin.
pardon me?
Flip a coin.
Yeah, it's a flip of
Yeah,
the
'cause
coin.
I know Golden Drive's starting to get a lot more traffic.
It is.
used to be.
Yeah, it is,
A lot
it
of
is.
traffic anymore.
And it's hard to slow people down up there too. It's like a speedway on that Golden
I live on
Drive.
top of the hill, I'm waiting for somebody to take that first bend a little bit too fast, especially in the wintertime. I've seen cars almost go in that ditch.
Well, actually, I believe they rolled a car over here, up there, not too long ago. When was that, Chip?
A few years ago.
Few years ago, rolled a car over in Autumn Hills now.
Because I know during the wintertime, when they're coming up, if it's snowing, if they get people try to,
Yep, crowd.
who's gonna get there first, or they stop, because, I sit there and watch all the time, and sooner or later, I've seen cars really kind of go around, because they're afraid of that corner.
Well, can't plow over. But yeah, we hear you. And, the other thing too, there was a fatality up there too, if you're familiar with that. So, we constantly are asking people to slow down up there, and it's hard for our police department. Chip's sitting there, he can explain it to you. You have to have a certain amount of distance between your markers before you can even get anybody for
Oh, I
speed.
know, I see them all, I'm retired, they're 24 hours a day, and I see the everybody, trucks, delivery vans,
Yeah, speed.
they're always speeding.
Yep, yep. But anyhow, answer to your question is yeah,
Okay.
as of today, I looked at that. It is on the radar, yeah.
All right, thanks.
Any other questions, comments for John? I'd like to say that Arthur Graff and Meadowland, I think it turned out pretty nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty good working with the shields.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's one company that I'll tell you that they really pay attention to detail, so it's nice to have a company like that to work with.
All right, Jill with the zoning report for the month.
For the month of August, we had a residential addition for $16,000, a detached garage for $20,000, and a pool and pavilion with a restroom for $85,000, for a total of $121,000 even. We did not have any zoning hearings or anything scheduled for this month.
Any questions or comments for Jill? All right, thank you very much. Okay, item number 1 under business. I will entertain a motion to adopt resolution number 2022-9, authorizing the tax collector to be able to charge a fee for tax certification statements, a fee for duplicate tax bills, and for the collection of non-sufficient fund charges established by the bank. This resolution amends resolution number 2022-2. Anyone want to make that a motion?
I will. Second it.
Discussion on that motion. Any background information on that? Jill?
By and large, it's been the State Tax Collectors Association, I think, has been promoting their ability to recover some costs that they actually don't get paid for through the compensation that they get for collecting taxes. And so it's pretty common that we see these resolutions to authorize it.
All right, any other questions or comments? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Howard?
Yes. Item number 2, I will entertain a motion to approve and authorize the secretary to complete all necessary paperwork to enable the West Mead Township inspection station license to be put back into active status under the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation and Bureau of Motor Vehicles, Vehicle Inspection Division, and Station Mechanic Unit.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
And discussion.
This is something that we've had, this license has been in escrow for, 10 years maybe?
At least 7.
7 maybe, 7 years, a while.
Yeah.
But we had an inspection mechanic on staff here for a number of years, and he since is no longer with us, and we're gonna put a guy in here that can help us maintain, especially our police cars, when we've learned that some of the service on police cars has to be more than than just, you know, we were doing them every 5,000 miles, and we're being told now that every 2,500 to 3,000 miles is what they really need to be looked at, and it's the hours that count, not the miles, on these cars, especially these Fords, and we've had some bad luck with that. So we're hoping to put somebody on board here and activate this, and again, it'll be, the girls will be working with them with the inspection stickers, and we'll be doing our own inspections and a lot of our own repairs. And of course, anything major will be probably farmed out, but we're hoping it's gonna save us some money too, and a lot less headache.
Okay, any other questions or comments? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Bogart?
Yes. Item 3, entertain a motion to approve the hiring of Jason Douglas as a part-time certified and licensed inspector and mechanic to work on various township vehicles on an as-needed basis for the West Mead Township Road Department at the rate of $25 per hour, effective September 14th, 2022.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second that.
And as far as discussion, he can work on the police department vehicles also.
Absolutely, yep. He currently
Yeah.
does all that at a full-time status for the city of Meadville. And so I think Mike's actually used Jason for a number of years and different things. Am I right about that?
Mhm.
And Chip has known him for a number of years as well, and I'm comfortable with him, I really am. I think he'll do us a good job.
Any other discussion or comments? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Bogart?
Yes.
On the next item, my recommendation is that we table the matter relating to the agricultural security area until the next meeting, if that's all right with the board. I'm not sure that we're prepared to actually address it tonight in public hearing.
So moved.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay, motion on the floor to table item number 4. Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Bogart?
Yes. Okay, we have a few notes. First one is the biggie that everyone's been waiting for. Our trick or treat night here in West Mead Township will be on Thursday, October 27th, 2022, from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And this is usually the same night as Meadville and Vernon Township. And I do know that Meadville is having theirs that same night. I don't know about Vernon
Yeah.
Township. Next note, we will be purchasing road salt for the 2022-2023 year under the state contract from Compass Minerals American Inc. for $58.17 per ton. This is $8.66 cost per ton more than last year's price. Ouch.
Well, that's the trucking included too in that 866, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why we wanted
There
to
you
buy
go.
as much as we
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
before the end of
And we are-
the current year.
We are currently full and ready, so.
The final note, as required under Act 2005 of 1984 as amended, the minimal municipal obligation for the non-uniform pension plan for the year 2023 is estimated to be $41,763 as certified by the pension plan administrative officer. And I'll open up the floor again for any public comment. Okay, hearing none, we'll go to Supervisors' final comment. Mike?
I have nothing to see.
John?
Don't have much here, Donnie, other than, at this point in time, we're trying to get ready for winter. We have leaf collection coming. Yeah, I know.
Don't say that.
I know, but the only thing that I would recommend is if you have a mailbox that's not sturdy, get it sturdy now.
What? We'll knock it over, you'll fix it.
Well, get it sturdy now, and we'll try to miss it. So, who knows what kind of a winter we're gonna have, but we're hearing reports.
Farmer's Almanac says it's gonna be pretty bad.
Yeah, it says that. It's actually saying starting in October, but we'll see. And then around Thanksgiving, snow and colder temperatures, so we'll see.
Okay, if we're not having much, you said a lot. I have no further comment. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn to our
Work session?
To the,
Study session?
public study session that we had recessed. And then also, I have to mention, we're going to have an executive session for personnel. Okay, so entertain that motion.
So moved.
Second. Discussion? Roll call?
Burton?
Yes.
Charles? Over.
Yes. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful evening.